Good Saturday morning. It is a weekend, and I am meteorologist Johnny Lively here to give us our forecast sponsored by HB Neal Construction. We've got a couple showers that are mostly offshore. They're starting to push closer to the coastline, just east or just west of High Island, some getting into Sabine Pass and a little bit in Port Arthur. We're going to see a little bit more activity later this morning into the afternoon. 20 to 30% coverage is what we're expecting today. Thanks to our sponsor of Dana Simmons Real Estate, we can show you the radar. Let's slide over to satellite and radar. We can actually see here's some of the high clouds moving into the region. There's those showers and somewhat of those thunderstorms offshore, slowly, gradually making their way closer to the coastline, really the next couple of hours. And again, coverage will pick up later on this afternoon. We actually expect coverage will be slightly higher on Sunday. Here's our current temperatures that we're seeing across southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana, really spreading further to the north into the mid to upper 60s along the I-10 corridor from Houston, Beaumont, Lake Charles into Lafayette. You can see further to the west is into the mid 70s, but majority of the I-10 corridor is down into the low 70s in the coast, a little bit warmer into the mid 70s to Galveston being currently at 80 degrees and Lake Jackson over there at 75. Here's our upper level flow that we have sponsored by Neutron Electrical Services. You can see that ridge of high pressure is off to the west. We have the flow coming out of the west as well too. This is giving us a little bit of moisture and a little bit of energy coming our way that helps us give some shower and thunderstorm opportunity not only today and tomorrow. But notice as we get closer to Wednesday and Thursday this week, we have a trough of low pressure that's going to be swinging through the United States. This is going to continue to bring in a little bit more moisture and mainly some more energy here into our region. So rain chances will be sticking around not only the next couple of days, but it picks up as we get into Wednesday and Thursday of this week. Let's also look at the atmospheric moisture. We can see a little bit of green starting to get into our area. We've been looking at a lot of orange and yellow the last couple of weeks. That's all the dry air that we've had. So now we're starting to see a little bit of a pattern change, a little bit more moisture starting to come into our region really the next couple of days, especially as we start getting into Wednesday, especially Thursday. Notice that boundary is going to start pushing southward, and this is going to get into our area, bringing some showers and thunderstorms. Really late Wednesday into Thursday is when we'll be watching that. So high levels of moisture later on this week. So pretty decent rain coverage, not only this weekend. Today is just 20 to 30%, so it's going to be hit or miss. Picks up a little bit on Sunday, and we'll actually dive into the future casts here in a second. But you can see rain chances definitely sticking around early this week, but it definitely picks up as we start getting into late Wednesday, especially on Thursday as that boundary moves in. But let's look at the future cast for Saturday and tomorrow on Sunday. So we've got some of the clouds moving into the area. We have those showers currently offshore. Later on this afternoon, that's when we can start getting 20 to 30% coverage for a few isolated showers and thunderstorms. But later on tonight, everything really dies down. We've got the cloud cover, and we're going to keep that cloud cover. But notice as we get into Sunday morning, pretty active round of showers and thunderstorms. 40 to 50% coverage is what we're expecting really. Sunday morning, getting into the afternoon hours. And then Sunday evening, everything really kind of dies down. So a pretty active day is in store for us on Sunday, especially in the morning into the afternoon hours, just 40 to 50% coverage. Here's the high temperatures that we're expecting today, thanks to Switch Electric. Really low 90s is what we're going to see down to the coast. We'll be into the mid 80s, getting slightly into the upper 80s, but majority of the region is going to mainly be into the low 90s. Overnight tonight into Sunday morning, further to the north of the I-10 corridor, will be mainly into the mid to upper 60s. Along the I-10 corridor, we'll be into the low to mid 70s. Down towards the coast, you'll be in the upper 70s. Galveston over there at 80 degrees. We still have Tropical Storm Gabrielle zoomed in, actually looking like a tropical storm. Really, lots of showers and thunderstorms, actually starting to look a little bit better organized versus what it was 2 days ago, battling that dry air and wind shear. Now we start looking at that forecast, we can see that this does make sense that we will see a hurricane coming up tomorrow. And I wouldn't be shocked if we actually see it trying a little bit later on today, trying to push the hurricane status. But for sure, this will be well east of Bermuda Sunday night into Monday, so no land is expected to be impacted from Gabrielle. This actually will pass well east of Bermuda Sunday night into Monday as a Category 1 hurricane, expected to become a Category 2 hurricane, pretty close to a Category 3 hurricane, so we will watch and see. Biggest thing is we're going to be watching this on satellite. No impacts on land at all. This is going to curve away from Bermuda and also curve away from the United States. Notice where it's at less dry air, less wind shear. This is going into a favorable environment early this week and really throughout next week. So conditions are pretty favorable for Gabrielle. You can see that center gets a little bit well defined on Sunday and continues to get organized Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And it's curving away. We're saying goodbye. So we will watch Gabrielle on satellite be a pretty well organized hurricane. The good news is we've had 2 hurricanes this season. Both of them went out to sea. So that's exactly what we like to, see and say. This is going out to sea. Caribbean and the Gulf next 7 to 10 days continues to look quiet. You could pretty much say that the Gulf looks shut down the rest of September, and that's absolutely what we want to hear. Here we are getting into our 7-day forecast. We know that we've got the rain the next couple of days, even sticking around and extending into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Well, that's when we have that boundary, that line of showers and thunderstorms moving in late Wednesday into Thursday. Temperatures mainly going to be into the low 90s this week. As we get into southwest Louisiana, same thing. We've got the rain chances today, tomorrow, extending all the way into Wednesday and Thursday. High temperatures mainly will be into the low 90s. Thanks to the cloud cover, we probably would actually be closer to the mid 90s, but the cloud cover is keeping us into the low 90s. And our normal high this year is around 89, 90 degrees, so we still are slightly above average in the temperature department, but maybe we can get some of this rain, kind of give us the moisture that we need. We're kind of going into somewhat of a flash drought, so this is some much needed rain. And that's really our 7-day forecast for Southeast Texas and Southwest Louisiana. Thanks for joining the Saturday morning show. Our next update will be Sunday evening with Lucas, but we will still have updates throughout the day on Facebook. We also will have our graphics on our 24/7 YouTube channel, and we are super excited to say that our weather app is one step closer to being ready for download. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we will keep you informed on that, but we are super excited for that weather app. So everybody have a wonderful weekend. Thanks again for tuning in to Gulf Coast Weather Solutions. I'm meteorologist Johnny Lively. Goodbye.